know, it's supposed to rain this weekend. Can we reschedule?
Try not to roll your eyes in front of the customers, guys. Hold your composure. It's a common complaint or request that we get all the time, and today, customer waited till I got to her doorstep to say something. So this is something that happens oftentimes because it's going to rain that same day, or maybe you want to know what do you do if it is raining. So I'll explain right now. First, if it's just the threat of rain, I remind them, just remember it's going to rain next week too, or they want to reschedule in 2 weeks. Rain happens all the time. It's going to happen again. There's a good chance that we'll have to reschedule in 2 weeks if we do it then. So I try to push them towards, let's clean the insides at the very minimum, especially if it's raining the same day. Now, if it's in a slow season and I've got gaps on my calendar, I don't mind just sliding them over if they call me within a day or two. My policy is within 48 hours. If they call in advance, I'll reschedule for any reason. But in the springtime or in the fall when it gets really busy, there's not a lot of open gaps, and so they might have to wait another 2-3 weeks, and they might not want to. So I try to avoid that if I can. So if I'm on the phone with them or if I'm there in person, I remind them of my rain guarantee. It's a 7-day guarantee where if there's any spots or issues that come up because of the rain, I'll come back for no extra charge and take care of it. And so I use a water-fed pole so I can rinse off any debris that gets on the glass, which I've had to do twice. And so the number one thing you want to do is validate the customer's concern. You don't want them to feel like you have any animosity towards them or like you're frustrated with them, even if you really feel that way, because we all do. So what do you do? What I told my customer today is, after I said, well, it might rain in 2 weeks again, because she first said, can we reschedule for 2 weeks? I said, I understand your feeling. There is a slight chance that the rain could cause spots, especially if we're getting a storm that's coming in from the west and going eastward. It could suck up some of that dirt or red sand from the desert and rain it down on us. And it has happened before, but I just want to remind you it doesn't happen very often. I've had to deal with that twice in the past year and a half, and those were very severe storms. And so even if we do have a very severe storm, if we at least clean the inside windows, and if it's going to rain that day, I will clean the inside windows at the very least. But I said, let's clean the inside windows, and I'll clean the outside windows too. And if I need to come back, it's a lot easier for me to touch up what's on the exterior of the glass if I've already cleaned it once. Then instead of taking me an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'll be able to do it in 15 minutes. It'll be just a quick rinse with pure water. And usually that will suffice. Now, if it's raining that day, like an active torrential downpour and, it starts pouring while I'm on the way, I still try to insist that we get the inside done. And so I'll say, it's a lot easier if we're going to reschedule to only reschedule the outside. Then you don't have to be home. We can show up at any time, and it'll be a lot easier to fit you in. If it's, say it's a, 2,500 square foot home, it might take 2.5 to 3 hours to do the whole thing in and out by myself. So if I'm only doing the outside, I can do it in half the time. So I offer, let's do the inside. The rain won't affect that, as well as anything that's covered by patios. And so I'm talking about it's actively downpour right now. And I don't have time on the calendar the next week to fit the whole appointment. So I do the inside and I prep everything so that when I come back, it'll be really easy to finish it up. Then I can squeeze in an hour appointment instead of 2.5. And usually they'll comply with that. Now, if we're in the peak of summer or sometime in the winter when my schedule's slow and I have some gaps open, then I'll usually oblige and say, okay, sure, I can fit you in tomorrow or the next day or sometime next week, and we figure something out. But just remember, guys, you want to make sure to validate their concerns first and foremost, and then to explain your situation. Now, I also remind them, I'm using a water-fed pole. The water that usually comes from the rain, when it leaves spots, is because there's pollen or dust that's on the glass, and it's that pure water that's landing on the dirt or debris and making spots. So if I clean the windows and they're spotless, and then pure water comes from the rain and lands on the glass, it's not going to make it dirty. So, but they have a hard time comprehending this. And to be fair, if there's debris or something on the side of the house, it could drip down onto the windows as well. Now, I also let them know I usually scrub the frames really well, and unless we get very strong winds, it's not an issue. So once I do that, I said, and the customer today said, well, what if it rains in 10 days? Well, it's always going to rain within 2 weeks. But for you today, I'll make that deal. If it rains in the next 2 weeks and you see any drops or drips on the glass, I will come back for free and touch it up. So there you have it, folks. That's how I deal with that. I try to be calm and patient. Sometimes you might have to take a deep breath without them saying just, oh, no problem. Make sure to be gentle, and they will appreciate it. They will tell all their friends about you because you're so kind to them, even though they were a little bit high-strung. A lot of times, they'll come off that way, and then they think about it later, and they feel guilty. And then even if there are issues, they won't even call you back until they're ready to get their windows cleaned for payment. So if you're kind, they will return that kindness. They'll talk about you. They'll share you to their friends, and they'll book you again, most importantly. So if you have any other questions about a rain guarantee or rain check policy, feel free to comment and ask me questions, and I'll elaborate more. But yeah, good luck, guys. Hopefully it doesn't rain on you.